I want you guys to do yourselves a favor and either go on Peacock or on YouTube, or if you have some weird backdoor method, I don't put it past any of you, and go watch The Rock versus Mankind at the Royal Rumble, the I Quit match. There's a part of the match where Mankind has his hands handcuffed behind his back, and The Rock takes a steel chair and proceeds to repeatedly bash him with chair shots over the head. That is essentially what the sportsbooks have done to me this week, just hoping that I utter the words I quit. But for the sake of you guys, I'm going to take a couple more chair shots here on a Friday. We have two games. We have a Game 6 between the Panthers and the Bruins, and a Game 6 between the Colorado Avalanche. They're going to be hosting the Dallas Stars. Now, all three of those teams, including the Hurricanes, went on the road and forced this Game 6. Hurricanes obviously jumped out to a huge lead, blew it in the third, and now are we to see something similar? Are we to see something crazy? Because we're getting crazy results all over the place. The playoffs, these last 2 years, really have had many chaotic elements. So I'll start with that early game. Last night, it was the first clenched ass cheeks game, because I call a 3-2. That's in the clenched ass cheek portion of the series. We're in the second round of the playoffs. I'm always looking for ways to get the under 6.5. Thought we were looking good for the most of that game. I don't turn my back on it, and I think this Florida-Boston Game 6 also has the ingredients for that under 6.5. And once again, I understand we're looking at minus 200 for the under 6.5. But as you guys know, I always will try to provide you guys some tricks. The first being the classic Fanduel. No goal in the first 5 minutes with the under 6.5. Then if you want to get a little squirrely and add something on top of that, Pavel Zacha hasn't scored a goal, I don't know, the entire playoffs. He's one of those guys I tell you about. And there's also one in the next game that they're pass first, pass second. Teuvo Teravainen was one of them. He scored a grand total of 0 goals. I try to isolate those type of players. Teravainen's one, Zacha's one, and we'll get to the other one in just a second. So if you want to go no goal in the first 5 with the under 6.5 and the under half of a goal for Zacha, that will bring it to you in plus money. But honestly, I'll go under 6.5 and on FanDuel. And because I haven't given you guys great sniffs this week, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You know, I share this with the Patreon folk. Sometimes you get advantages on FanDuel if you take the under 2.5 shots. I hope this, should I say this? You know what? It's the playoffs. They probably would have figured it out before next season anyway. Take the under on shots for players that you like. Even if it doesn't work out, it's an under on shots in 60 minutes, meaning if it goes to overtime, you've already cleared the bet. If you take an under 2.5 on somebody and it goes to overtime, that guy has 2 shots and he gets 3 shots in overtime. Yeah, guess what? We won. And I can't think of another site that offers that. So I try to include, if I like under on shot props, I try to use FanDuel for those if the price is decent on them. So give me the under 6.5 with the under 2.5 shots for Evan Rodriguez. Let's see how that one goes, and that will bring you that under at plus money. So that's something that I like in that game. Then in the other game, I like an over on somebody's shot props. I had liked it 2 games ago. He didn't play because he was sick. Came back the next game, and he hit it. And earlier in the series, he hit it as well. He's a guy who's going to be getting 25, 26 minutes of ice time, as you saw last game with the Avalanche's life on the line. They're willing to just put tons of minutes on their star players. So I would like the over 1.5 shots on goal for Devon Toews. I think he is a great candidate. And maybe if you want to try the 3+, I think that's around plus 200. That's something that I could also get behind. But I want to take his over 1.5 and combine it with an under on a goal from another one of these pass first, pass second, pass third guys. And that's Jonathan Drouin. He obviously plays with McKinnon and Lehkonen on that top line, assuming they keep it the same. He's on that power play in a clear distributing role. I like him to go under half of a goal. They might win the game, but it's just same thing with Teravainen. He's one of those guys that I like to target. So the over 1.5 shots for Devon Toews and the under half of a goal for Jonathan Drouin. And on the other side of the puck, a big factor to me has been Roope Hintz. He missed that last game, and then they had to rejuggle the lines, and it's not quite as fluid as the previous lineup because putting Hintz and Robertson on that top line, yeah, you can interchange that third piece, but now, they were trying Duchesne, Pavelski, Robertson. These are weird lines, and I just don't think that they were rolling like they typically do. I don't know Hintz's status. They're being pretty quiet about it. If I had to guess, he'll try to play Game 7. I don't think he'll be ready for this Game 6. We will see. But Wyatt Johnston, anytime you can see his shot total, sometimes they send it to 3.5, sometimes 2.5, sometimes 3.5. Well, that number 2.5 is what I'll take for his over on shots on goal, and give me that with the over 2.5 goals for the Dallas Stars. We'll see if they can win. It could be another high-scoring game. Last game was the first one where we saw a bunch of goals really flying in. Is Dallas going to revert back to their purely defensive methods on the road? I think Hintz not being there, it's definitely something. We'll see how that pans out, though. That's what I have for you here on a Friday. Good luck to you. I don't even want that. I don't even want the luck today.
My car!
Make sure you're subscribed here to the YouTube channel. I actually am going to be uploading a podcast later today, one of the comedy pods, so that will be up. And also, I'm doing a little bit of traveling this weekend. I get back on Monday, so there's going to be no hockey video on Monday, but there will be one on Tuesday. If you want, you could always subscribe to the Patreon, become a minority owner of this show. That's where I'm constantly communicating stuff with everybody, and there's chat rooms, and that's where Josh is going to be posting his baseball picks every morning once June rolls around. Hopefully I see you guys over there. If not, no worries. I will see you guys on Tuesday for another round of NHL Sniffs. Take it easy. I'll talk to you then. Have a good weekend.